and welcome back to the Deliberate Exchange. My name is Chelsea. I'm so glad that you're here. So today's episode is one of these things that I've been building towards for years without even really kind of knowing it. I want to talk about why I created the 100 Women Project, why it matters, why it's about way more than just quitting drinking, and why I'm finally ready to own the full part of my journey that I really used to keep tucked behind the curtain. And so, if you've ever felt like you've been living two lives, if you've ever carried shame around your coping patterns, if you've ever wondered if your story even matters, I want you to listen closely because this episode is for you. So, let's go back into 2020 when I first became a coach. I really avoided talking about the sober part of my story in terms of like who I helped and what my quote unquote niche was. It's not that I didn't talk about it necessarily, but or that it wasn't true. And not because it wasn't the biggest turning point of my life, but because of the stigma, because of the labels and the fear of being boxed in as the sober person. I didn't want to be pinned to a stereotype that I didn't necessarily identify with. And I didn't want to be misunderstood, and I didn't want my credibility questioned. So I kind of talked around it. I softened it. I kept it palatable. And what I did in doing that is I dramatically underestimated the impact of my own story. Because women like you, the high capacity, high functioning, emotionally exhausted women, you don't resonate with the rock bottom stories. You resonate with, I thought I was fine. I thought I liked to drink. I didn't realize the slow creep of coping. And also, like, I had no idea how much it was draining me because everything looked fine. It wasn't chaos on the outside. It was a collapse on the inside. And I didn't trust that that story was actually valuable. But the part of your story you're scared to share is exactly the part someone else needs. And it's funny because before I stepped into She Walks Canada as a facilitator, I had been approached by the founder, Lindsay, about my sobriety and if that was part of who I served, like part of my ideal clients. And I said no, which is wild to think about. And then like about a year or so later, she had posted something to LinkedIn looking for coaches, and it was one of those like immediate yeses. And so I reached out to her. I kind of chuckled at like the previous conversation, and we met, and it was an instant yes, I'm in. She wanted me in. It was great, and I haven't looked back. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm in the seat guiding, facilitating, coaching women who want to change their relationship with alcohol. And then earlier this year, in April of 2025, I stepped in as interim director as Lindsay took a step back to take care of her health. Like, it's wild what I had been saying no to, and now when I look at it, like how fulfilling this role is as a volunteer, and that I get to help in a way that I didn't really understand. And every time a woman told me before that, like, you help me see myself, or you help make sobriety feel safe, or I am sober today because of you, I would sometimes minimize it. Like, not because I don't care, but because I didn't actually believe in the magnitude of the ripple that I was creating. But then it started happening over and over and over again. Women I'd never met, more messages, voice notes, posts, like, then I finally understood, like, the work I'm doing is literally changing lives, and not in a flashy, dramatic way, but quietly, steadily, and deeply. And like, I say that not to boast, and I hate that I had to qualify that, and that's part of programming too, but what I know for certain is that when one woman heals her relationship with alcohol, it doesn't just change her life, it changes her home, her nervous system, her presence. It increases her capacity. It strengthens her relationships, like, or shows what relationships need to be shown the door. It improves her health, her future, her children's future. Like, that is not surface level habit changing. Here's a new morning routine. This is an identity reconstruction. And that ripple is literally generational. We're teaching a new way of coping, a new way of handling the stress that life inevitably throws at us. And I think that there's something important that I want to say here, because I think it ties directly into why the 100 Women Project matters so much. Like, and it's that the word of mouth in this niche is hard. Like, how do you, as somebody who might know of my work and who might believe in it, how do you tell your friend, hey, you should give Chelsea a follow because you might have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol? Like, you don't do that, right? Nobody says that out loud. No one wants to be the person who seems like they're diagnosing someone. And quite frankly, most women aren't even ready to admit it to themselves, never mind to someone else. Like, getting sober or contemplating your relationship with alcohol is often done in the dark quiet of our mind. We wrestle internally with, do I have a drinking problem? Do I need to quit? Why is it so hard? The stop-start cycle, all that kind of stuff. And that's why women stay quiet, because they don't want to admit it. They don't know where to start. They don't know what it's going to unravel or what it's about to change. And they are terrified of being seen in that truth. And so here's what I tell people in my real life, like my friends, my family, the women who want to support me but maybe don't know how. You don't have to out anybody. You don't have to diagnose anybody. You don't have to even like hint at problems. Just hype the change that you watch me make. Like, if you've been watching my journey, if you have seen the before and after pictures and you're like, holy fuck, like that is incredible, hype the fact that I'm doing this work. Hype the mission, hype the steadiness, the clarity, the peace that comes from a regulated life without alcohol. Plant the seed that way. Because sometimes, like, there might be someone watching what you're posting, what you're talking about, and that is all that woman needs. To see somebody else speaking the truth that she hasn't been able to say yet. And that is why the 100 Women Project is so important, because it's going to multiply those seeds. It's going to multiply the lighthouses, as I call it on the calls. It multiplies those who are sitting in the, like, I didn't know how I could feel this good kind of story. Like, this is not about calling women out. This is about calling them forward. Now, the 100 Women Project is simple in description, but my intention is for it to be massive in the impact. 100 women working directly with me to create an alcohol-free, self-led, nervous system-rooted life that they fucking love, and becoming steady and grounded forces in their communities. And like, this is my declaration of no longer hiding. This project is me saying, I'm done softening the story. I'm done shrinking the truth to make others feel comfortable. I'm done pretending sobriety is a footnote. Like, when it's actually the heartbeat of everything that I do. It's why I am the way I am. It's why I've created this life that I love. This project is for the woman who is functioning but really exhausted. It's for the woman who is strong, but you are stretched thin. You are successful but disconnected. You're craving peace more than performance. You're quietly wondering if alcohol is costing you way more than you realized. You're the woman who wants to build a life that she doesn't need to escape from, and is tired of feeling stuck while looking put together on the outside. And this is not about morality. It's not about labels. It is about liberation and self-trust, capacity, and reclaiming your own fucking life. And so why now? Like, I'm done minimizing the impact. I write a lot of posts about, like, don't play small, and I've been playing small. And so I'm done minimizing my impact, and I'm done minimizing yours, because I know in my bones, in my heart of hearts, that this is the work that I'm here to do. I have witnessed what happens when a woman stops coping and starts rising. Every single day, more women are quietly suffering inside a life that they look like they've mastered on the outside. We're faking it, and I'm done letting that happen. And so 2026 is the year I step fully into this mission. No more softening or shrinking or sidestepping. We are walking this path out loud. Part of what I say in like my opening on my She Walks calls is we're here to help women overcome overdrinking, and we do that in two ways. We walk the walk and we talk the talk. Now, if if something is stirring in you right now, if there's a bit of heat in your chest or a pit in your stomach, if you feel like I'm talking directly to you, I want you to know this very clearly. You'll never feel ready, and you might not feel confident for a while, and you might not know the exact language to put around your relationship with alcohol, and none of that is actually required. Being ready, being confident, being, like, okay, I'm sober, or like I'm alcohol free, or I am in recovery, whatever that is. You only need to be willing to reclaim yourself. The women I'm calling into this project, they are self-aware, they're brave, they're exhausted in a really kind of soul deep kind of way. They want steadiness. They are done with half capacity living. They are curious about who they can be without alcohol in the way. And they're ready. Like, they're really ready for a life that feels like theirs again. And so if that is you, you are right on time. And the 100 Women Project is the doorway. Like, I have never been more grounded or more clear on my mission. But when I put down like the number 100 women, like that seemed daunting. And truthfully, if I get anywhere from 1 to 100, I'm happy, because the ripple effect is that great. And I'm really grateful that you're here and that you're listening and growing and walking this path. And if this episode spoke to you, share it. Start the ripple, plant the seed. And if you feel called to be one of the 100, message me or connect with me on Instagram, join She Walks, because we are building something extraordinary and you belong here. And in the meantime, breathe it in, be deliberate, and please be good to